Hey guys, we've had a lot of questions about where and when to use our AlphaSol Hi-Temp and Lo-Temp reducers. The AlphaSol can only be used with our Alphanamel paint. It cannot be used with any of our other water-based paints. Our Alphanamel is an oil-based paint, only use the AlphaSol with that. These are thinners for our Alphanamel. The reason we have a Hi-Temp and a Lo-Temp, the Hi-Temp is you use this from 70 degrees and up. The Lo-Temp you use from 70 degrees and down in temp. What we're trying to get whenever we're pinstriping or sign painting or painting on a car using an enamel-based paint out in the elements or even inside, we're trying to get the same flow. Now a lot of the time our paint will come out of the bottle and it'll be the correct flow. We have specifically designed it to have the correct flow. Now if it's really hot, so this came out of the bottle really smooth and nice. Look at the coverage, it's great. But if the temperature gets, it's about 80 degrees in here right now. If the temperature gets to 85 to 90 degrees, what's going to happen is the flow is going to get messed up. The paint won't flow off the brush as nice as it does. And we need that flow to be consistent. So when it gets too warm, we use our Hi-Temp reducer. A couple drops per ounce of paint. Usually what I do is I just touch the brush into it, mix up my paint on the palette, and what I'm doing is I'm feeling for that flow. A warm, buttery feeling, smooth. You can see, let's say it dried too fast. What this Hi-Temp reducer is doing is it's slowing down the dry time of the enamel paint, which is what we want to get back to that standard of smoothness that we're looking for. So if it dries too much, you can see here that we're not getting that same coverage. We're getting streaks. We want to get it back to this. So when it's hot out, we want to use our Hi-Temp reducer. When it's cooler out, 70 degrees and below, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to look for that flow. And what's going to tell us which one to use is the flow. From practice, you're going to get really good at feeling exactly how that paint is supposed to flow off that brush. And you're going to want it to act like that every time you go to paint. So let's say it's cold outside. What's happening is that when it's cold outside, it's going to take longer for the paint to dry. So this will speed up the drying time to compensate for the cold weather. I hope this was helpful and it was easy enough to understand. If you need more help, send us an email through our website, alpha6corporation.com, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.